Do you have a great idea for a podcast? Or maybe you already have a podcast, but you're getting overwhelmed with editing or production? Head over to EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com. They have everything you need, from intros and outros to editing work, voiceover, you name it. That's EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com. Podcasting simplified.
Death isn't something that you try to think about all that much. Well, unless it's time for you to go to sleep. But death isn't something that you usually laugh about. Or is it? In 1985, Jerome Moody was found at the bottom of the deep end of a swimming pool. He drowned during a party. It was a party for lifeguards celebrating that they didn't have a single accident all year long. There was 200 lifeguards in attendance and 4 lifeguards on duty. Bob Leach in 1911 went over Niagara Falls and plummeted 180 feet to survive. And when traveling around celebrating his amazing feat, he tripped on an orange peel and fell 4 feet and died. John Sedgwick, Major General in the Civil War, after yelling at his troops that the enemy was too far away and that they should stop hiding behind everything, was shot under the eye and killed. And in 2009, Mildred Bowman and Alice Wardell were on vacation. In their hotel room was a Murphy bed. That night, when they laid down to go to sleep, the Murphy bed actually closed, trapping them inside. Their bodies weren't found for 4 days. Now, is it funny that these people lost their lives? No. Is the situation funny? Yes. With that said, Maestro, before you cash in your chips, hit that music.
All right, welcome back to Needless to Say. I'm here with 2 guys who wanted to be whistleblowers but ran out of air. What the fuck is going on, gentlemen?
Yeah. Brad is now the only self-proclaimed blower on the show.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's right. If you want in and out, you come to Brad.
Craig, that was an outstanding intro. Nice work.
Thanks.
I wasn't expecting the soliloquy.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I'll look that up when I go home.
I knew it was going to be special when he wrote me earlier today and asked me how to spell stanza.
Yeah.
I think that was a mistype. He was watching Who's the Boss.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Late start tonight. Been a weird week in this house, a weird week all over the place. But let's start with the show's founder, at least the good show, Dave.
That was great. Craig got a little smirk. You got proud
I
for a second.
I got proud for a second, yeah.
And then back to reality.
Yeah.
It's like growing up all over again.
Yep.
No, I figure we lead off with you. You're always the middle slot. You always get like the Jan Brady slot. And it's always just shaming your kids for doing something at school.
Oh, well, I should probably skip my intro. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, not a lot went on this week. Rand and I actually booked a trip for 2021. We booked a cruise
Holy
for a
shit.
5-year anniversary. Yeah, we booked a cruise. And we just so we can kind of pay for it in increments. As
Is
we
it
lead
going to
up.
drop you off on separate islands?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It leaves from Puerto Rico, and she'll have 7 fun days by herself.
Yep.
She sends pictures from Norway.
Yeah.
It's a Disney cruise where the kids aren't going.
It's for everybody else but me.
Yeah.
So no, that was our big news this week. We
Nice.
decided when we went on after we got married, we went on a cruise. We decided let's try and do this for like our 5-year anniversary. It'd be fun. And
Yeah.
you know, we started looking at the deals, and we just made it happen this week. And thank God my parents have agreed to watch the 2-year-old, who she'll be almost 4, 3.5 at that point, for a week.
Yeah,
which
that's tough.
That's big.
How
Yeah.
far in advance you booked this thing?
About a year and a half.
Are you kidding me?
No, man.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Actually, I should have known that. You said 5 years, but honestly, I don't give that much of a fuck.
That's all right.
I'm trying to sound really interested, though. I'm doing a good job?
Hey, I did a great job.
Yes. For 32 weeks.
Oh, I meant being interested in knowing when my anniversary was.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go with those weeks too.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, though.
But no, those are I was tentative asking my parents to watch the kid for a week.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, I
She's
get
going
tired
to be
of
much older.
She's going to be
No,
older.
it's funny
but
because it's
still-
a year and a half from now. They're like, sure, of course we'll do it. About a month before the cruise, you can be like, fuck.
Yeah. Bill, get sick.
Quick. Yeah, I was just saying, get sick. Hurry up.
Go break a leg or something.
Yeah.
She grabs him out of the shower, throws him into the cold.
Yeah.
Go rake something.
Your father got hurt cutting the grass.
Yeah.
Mom, it's February. I meant shoveling the driveway.
Your father's hurt. Don't you care? No, that's pretty fucking cool, man. I have been dying to do that. I've actually been planning my anniversary, but we've been talking to Craig and Fran about this, and we're actually going to open it up to you and Ray too. We really want to just do a brewery tour in Vermont.
Nice.
And it's at
That
the
would be cool.
end of October. I mean, it's not going to be a whole lot of planning. It's going to be a long weekend. But if somehow we can make that happen, there's nobody I'd rather spend my loving 13-year anniversary with than Dave and Craig. Because Melissa's going to know where my heart is anyway.
But let's be honest, you and Melissa are very similar in that sense. Half the time I come over here, she's in the garage having drinks with you.
Yeah, she's...
Yeah, she likes to go to the breweries and stuff like that.
She's not a typical girl. I think you kind of get that. She's not a girly girl. She doesn't believe in going for makeovers and spa days. That's just not her thing.
Right.
She's not against it. But she's always been like one of the guys. And when I met her, she was hanging out like one of the guys, and,
Right.
and I told this story 1,000 times. When I met her, I thought she was a lesbian. Because as soon as I sat down in the booth, she pulled her knees up to her back and turned sideways like she was building a wall. Like the Mexicans that are scaling Trump's wall couldn't have gotten over her knees faster. It was crazy. And plus, she was wearing these god-awful...
And then, like Berlin, he broke it down.
that was
Chiseled away at it until
that
it
was
fell.
date number 2.
Yeah.
Mr. Gorbachev was pretty easy going that evening. No, we had we had a very average courtship. We never really went on dates. We always hung out at the same bar.
Yep.
We never had to ask, what are you doing Friday night? And so when it came time to plan our anniversary, I said, brewery tour. And she goes, yep, let's go plan it. And then I said, do you know who would really love this? And before I could finish that thought, she goes, Craig and Fran.
Yep.
And then about a week later, I'm like, Dave and Ray like beer too.
Yeah.
So why don't we just do a needless to say Brad anniversary? And that sounds
Yeah.
like
I'm in.
Honestly, we'll all have a blast. I mean, Melissa and I don't need alone time. We're not going to take long walks in the woods. We're not going to read poetry to each other. There will not be flower petals on the
I wish you would. While I was there. That would be fantastic.
Craig's just going to be walking behind us. He sees us walking out like on the driveway, and he's going to start playing like that Vivaldi music.
Yeah. I could, what do you call it?
Well, you guys are already going to have so much done. We're going to be sleeping till 11.
You can
every day.
renew your vows. I'll do it.
I don't need to renew my vows. They were good the first time. People who renew their vows too much are basically saying, yeah, we fucked up. The marriage really went
We need to
south.
change them. We need to change these vows. Yeah.
It's like refinancing your house.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with the conditions. We have to rework.
I'd like to make an amendment to my first vows.
Our vows were like the last scene in Spaceballs. Do you? Yes. Do you? Yes. Good. Kiss her. You're married.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no doubt that every marriage needs a Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
I really do believe that, but I don't think Melissa and I are like that. We're, and even if for some reason shit just got awful, it's still cheaper to keep her, and so we're just going to do that. We'll just get different beds. We'll have twin beds like they did in the 50s.
There you go.
And I'll say, good night, bitch. And she'll go back to me, good night, fucker. And that would be it. And not a whole lot would change.
Will you and Enrique keep it down?
Yes. Yeah. Every now and then they'd invite me over. It might be spicy.
Yeah.
But anyway, 13th anniversary coming up.
Congratulations.
There we go. Don't congratulate me. We haven't gotten there yet.
Next year?
No, this year.
This year.
This year.
Oh,
No,
all right.
I'm like you. I don't need to plan a year and a half out to go to Vermont.
I'm
It's there now. There's roads and shit.
Most of Vermont.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it should be a good time. So actually, we'll talk about that this weekend. Melissa and I are going to put all the plans in motion. But Dave and Ray, please join us.
Is there a distillery that we can stop at for Fran?
I'm pretty sure Fran's going to be babysitting all of us anyway. So it doesn't matter. I'll just hand her receipts. She'll be good. She'll play in the corner.
You know what'll be fun is hearing her yell at Craig all weekend for shit that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, it'll be so much fun.
Why do you think I want you all there? I don't. There's not a whole lot of nightlife or entertainment. We got to make our own.
Yep.
So I do it under the guise of inviting my friends. It works out. That's about it. Craig,
shit.
how was your week, fucker?
It was all right. Beginning of the week started off a little weird, to say the least. Childhood friend of mine, that I grew up with, Mike grew up with. We were kind of all through high school, kind of tight knit group of guys. Got the news Monday morning that he passed away Sunday night.
Yikes.
Wow.
So it was a little shocking to say the least. Young guy, he's not, and it was just
He was
kind of
our age, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of I was taken aback by it because it makes you start like reflecting almost on your own mortality too, like all the shit that I do, I gotta calm down with that, as I smoke a cigarette sitting here talking.
After he ate a box of cereal on his way over here.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just one of those things I was taking, it kind of screwed me up a little bit. And, but you know what? Rest in peace, Scott. Love you, brother.
Okay, let's do what we do.
Yeah.
To Scott. Cheers.
But, yeah, so it was tough. That was the beginning of the week was tough. But then I ended on a high note yesterday. I was really excited, for the fact that now officially Dave and Brad are part of the Alan Barr fan club community.
You pretty much guilted us into that.
Refresh the new listeners. Yeah. I mean, who might not be a part of this burgeoning group on Facebook.
This Facebook page looked like a MySpace page. It's that bad.
Well, I think the last time anybody put anything on it was in 2012.
When they created it.
Yeah, except for today. I've already made 3 posts. I'm telling you, I'll be an admin by fucking week's end. But
I saw more people yachting in Kenya
yeah,
than I did populating this fucking Facebook page.
but Alan Barr is an actor.
Easy now.
From
I just sprained my arm throwing air quotes.
from Alan Barr is an actor.
Mr. Alan Barr.
Mr. Alan Barr is an actor.
Please don't say where he got his big break either. Don't you
Well-
dare use that phrase.
He's known for Cyborg X and other cinema verite.
Yeah, Ghost Shock.
Two.
Well, Ghost Shock 2, Urban. Yeah,
No, wasn't
Urban
Roy
Jaws.
Scheider in the first one?
Yeah, and then
Roy Schneider's Ghost.
Still an epic performance compared to Alan Barr.
but still the lead
A
in
marble eye and half face moving. And
still the lead character in Birdemic and Birdemic 2. So I like the guy. So I've been obsessed with this guy, and I've been like,
I'm glad he used the word so we don't have to.
you enjoying Alan Barr movies is the equivalent of you enjoying the smell of your own fart. You know they stink, but for some reason you like them.
I love them. They're fucking great. So, but the best is I got these guys. I sent them invites to the official Facebook fan page, and they both joined. Thanks, guys.
I really enjoyed the pixelated driver's license picture that makes up the photo.
Yeah, I'll fix that when I'm the admin.
It was almost as if Edwin made that Facebook page.
That's right.
Yeah, it was funny because I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm
That's
gonna
a
make an Alan
throwback.
Barr. I'm gonna make an Alan Barr fan page. And I clicked, and I'm like, oh, there's already one. So I joined it immediately.
You know what I can't wait for is to get that letter in the mail, that cease and desist letter from Alan Barr.
But it's actually pronounced Alan Barr.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to get all phlegmy at
Yeah,
the
you
end?
get a little phlegmy at the end.
Bah.
That's a proper way to pronounce his name.
Kind of like when you're talking about the country Bahrain.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't just
Yeah.
say Bahrain. No, you don't go to Bahrain. It's clashing vowels. You got to go Bahrain.
Nah.
Is he from there? It doesn't fucking matter.
I love. I mean, don't talk ill about him. I'll when I'm admin, I'll boot you off that page.
Having the population. This goes out to both people on the page. Cheers to you.
There's 39. Well, now 41.
How many of them have the last name Bah?
Yeah, two.
Phil Bah from Des Moines.
His brother, who also helped co-produce like one of his short movies.
Joey B down in Virginia. Last name Bah.
But but that was it. So that kind of brightened the end of my week. I was excited about that.
Dude, you are such a cheap fucking date. You know that? I'm embarrassed for
And then
you.
I both got you to watch that movie Cyborg X.
I didn't
today.
watch it. You fucking think I watched that?
Thought you were gonna watch it.
I did.
There was a
I
there was a Gilmore Girls marathon that caught more attention than I. Fucking Cyborg X starring Danny Trejo.
Well, yeah, that's what I figured you'd enjoy it.
No.
No,
It was so bad.
it wasn't that
It
bad.
was awful.
Go ahead. I didn't do anything of value this week. Talk about this movie. I'll sit back. No. Dude, I mean, don't do like the Sharknado treatment, but give us like a good 5 to 7 minute breakdown of Cyborg X, and I want Craig to defend it since you guys tell me I can't do this shit anyway. So since you both watch it, cheers. Go.
It was a low budget Terminator ripoff.
Not a ripoff. I think they played well into. It was kind of a crossover between like a Terminator and a zombie type movie. Like
Machines took over.
yeah,
They became self-aware and they wiped out the human population.
but the
That's
machines
the plot
took
of
over
Night of the Living Dead.
and created cyborgs that were these zombie like
Terminators.
Terminators. Yeah.
They were vacuum cleaners repurposed into robots that could only move at 1/4 mile per hour.
Yeah.
No, they were the same two bodybuilding actors they wanted you to believe were an entire army of cyborgs.
Yeah. It was the same.
Did they
two
all
guys.
move at the same time doing the same motions and shit?
It's like you can almost hear Thriller playing in the background.
Yep.
Yeah,
it
like,
was-
do you remember like in the 80s when you played Double Dribble on your Nintendo and like the whole crowd either stood up or sat down? That's basically what the background.
But you could tell it took place in like the near future because all the female soldiers, their uniforms are camouflage pants and tight black tank tops.
Hashtag,
That's
hashtag me too.
Yeah.
that's the new uniform, the official uniform of the United States military for females.
Yes. Yeah, and this group of 11 survivors have been out in the desert for 3 years, 2 miles from the cyborg home base.
From the home base,
They've never been found.
never been found in a big flat field.
Yeah.
Like
They
no
don't-
trees.
They don't have any toilets or food, but they have internet, power, and a radio with a dual cassette player.
Yeah, they did.
Dual cassette.
And plenty of gas.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, there
Does
was
it have bass boost,
Yep.
skip protection?
But it was
What kind
good.
of post-apocalyptic society is
It was
this?
fun. It's a fun movie. It's
For
fun.
who?
It was not. It was awful.
No,
It was terrible. There was zero redeeming qualities.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was like a 4.6 out of 10.
I thought the poster was
That's
great.
that's higher than I usually watch.
The poster had like the big quote. You know, they always put like the quotes from the reviews, and it said Danny Trejo was meh.
Yeah, that's because they just didn't have enough print because he was Machine Gun.
Yeah.
That was his name.
So you wrote the reviews too.
Yeah.
I believe they pronounce it machine gun.
Machine Gun, yeah.
All right, so Dave, just for the sake of argument, and because I allotted 7 minutes for this, what was, in your opinion, the best part of Cyborg X starring Danny Trejo and, again, the inimitable Alan Ball?
The credits.
The credits? Because that meant it was over?
Credits.
Was there like a post-credit scene?
No.
Cyborg Y is coming out?
It was just the whole thing was bad. bad.
That
Oh,
should
they
have been,
left it
that should
op-
have been the name of the movie.
They
So
left-
why?
They left it open for a
Yes,
sequel.
They ended it. They ended
did.
it like Terminator 1.
Yeah.
With like the woman doing the monologue at the end and they're talking about she's going to kill all the men that set the. Oh, it was fucking awful.
Yeah. No, it was good.
They had these skulls in a pile that were burning in the movie. The skulls were like made out of like plaster of Paris.
Yeah, because they immediately went up in flames and
Yep.
just started burning like like
There were, none of the ocular cavities had holes that were just like divot. There was no. It was awful.
The paint was dripping.
It's like they painted a skull face on a fucking bowling ball.
Bunch of Jolly Rogers.
It's so bad. My favorite scene.
There it
was-
is. This is what I wait.
There was an attack at night by the cyborg army.
Yeah.
All 2 of them. And
you
these
forgot the scouting robot, the flying.
oh, that's right,
scouting
the little
robot.
flying whatever. And the 9 or 10 remaining soldiers or survivors tried to fight them off, and somehow a grenade landed next to the colonel and blew him in half.
Yeah, completely
In half. The people were like, "Where's the colonel?" And they pan to a shot, and it's just his legs with some entrails hanging out of the top.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, Colonel's gone. About 20 minutes later in the movie, some of the survivors have gone south about 3 hours to the cyborg home base.
Yep.
Now the sun's up, and the Colonel somehow comes to, hit from the torso up. he looks down at himself, and he sees the rest of his entrails dangling out, and he thinks, I got this. And he starts army crawling with just his hands.
After he does 2 crawling steps and finds his cigar. And takes it,
Puts it back in his
off
mouth.
and puts it back in his mouth.
Crawls to get his gun and starts shooting one of the cyborgs who promptly look at him and then shoot him in the head and kill him.
Yeah. But hey, you don't become colonel by being a pussy. You gotta be tough.
I think Sanders has a debate on that one.
You gotta be tough.
And they were all concerned about getting these 2 kids into the bunker so they were safe. The bunker was a fucking hole in the ground with a piece of plywood over it.
The best is it just had a handle on it
That was it.
to lift it up.
And
They shot it for 3 hours.
Yeah. The cyborg unloaded 3 clips of ammunition into a piece of plywood.
Into a piece of corrugated steel with a handle on it. It didn't even have a lock.
All they needed was a hailstorm to get through this.
No. But Danny Trejo had it. He put his foot on it.
That's right. He was standing on it.
He
to
was
protect
standing
them.
on it and said, they're safe with machine gun. That was one of his closing lines.
All right. Well, I think it's safe to say that the movie segment on the show is now ended.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't mean tonight. I mean, that's it.
I'll tell you the worst part of the movie.
What? That wasn't it?
No.
No, that was the best. You asked him the best part. He told
The
you.
worst part was Craig sent it to us this morning and said, if you're gonna be part of the Bar fan club, you gotta check out this movie. In my stupid head I thought, okay. So I turned around in my office and found it on Amazon and played it, knowing full well it was gonna be worse than all of my shit stories. Reliving them, not telling them, and I still watched it.
You should do that next time you bomb your bathroom. The kids all complaining. You just put your foot on the door and you say, you're safe with machine
I'm
gun.
actually just shit my pants
But-
on purpose and sent Craig a picture.
but
Like,
you
watch
should-
this instead.
But this is all going back to Alan Barr. His performance
right.
in
He
this
was in
movie
that
was
movie.
excellent.
How
He was
quickly
in
you
the movie
forget.
for 14 seconds. 14 seconds.
He was too big of a name.
That's top billing.
And it was like a dream sequence at that.
Yeah, it was a dream sequence.
He was in a flashback.
Yeah.
A quick one. It was literally about 14 seconds. He's not lying.
He could have been man in generic laboratory robe.
Would they build the cyborgs based on Ba?
No, but he had a line.
Ooh.
It was, we need to do something. We need to do something now.
And then promptly died.
And then got shot and killed.
Well, he did something.
Yeah.
It was like a fucking microcosm for his fucking career.
It was.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
executed
come
by
on,
a
man.
floating robot with a machine gun attached to it.
Outstanding.
And the machine gun, when it shot, looked like someone quickly clicking on and off a flashlight in the dark.
Didn't have a high budget. What do you want? Independent film, man.
Danny
Gotta support
Trejo's
it.
been in some good shit, but I feel like he'll just slap his name on
He'll
anything,
do anything
at this point.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck that.
He's one of those actors that has gotten to that point in his career where he's like, okay, I'll do it.
Well, he's
Yeah, who
109.
gives a fuck?
He's super old.
He's wicked old.
His
yeah.
face looks like the bottom of a pizza.
It's always looked like that, though.
Well, he never got into Hollywood for his good looks. He
No.
got in for being a tough guy. He did time in real prison.
Yeah.
Right.
Guy's legit, and he's also 4'9".
He's wicked short.
Yeah.
We met him at Comic-Con last year.
We didn't meet him.
Well,
we
we-
walked past him, and we
Yeah.
saw him wearing a wife beater, a gold chain, and he had socks pulled up to his
Pulled up
knees.
to his knees, yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I'm not approaching him."
Oh, he's Mexican.
See,
Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
come and get me, pigs.
The rebel.
so.
the dominoes have fallen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now that it's happening throughout the Northeast, you can expect the rest of the country.
Oh,
to follow
they're going to
suit.
follow suit.
So to catch
Absolutely.
people up, last week we talked about the the purported vaping crisis.
Yes.
It's now gotten worse from a regulatory standpoint,
Yep.
right? So I think
And
I want to.
but there's also 3 more people died.
Yes, all of them with the THC laced cartridges.
Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 3,000 people died from smoking related illnesses today.
That's right. And
But
nobody
let's-
died from Fruity Pebbles like what is in my fucking tank right now. Here,
Yep.
hold
Right.
on.
So, so
I feel great.
Yeah.
I feel like we should let Brad kind of take us into this one.
Well,
I'm
I've
fucking-
got some stuff to say about it too because it
No one
pisses
cares.
me off.
No, no.
Look,
go
it's
ahead.
Alan Baugh.
Yeah.
Right now, what happened? State of Rhode Island proposed and is about to pass a full-on flavor ban, meaning if you have a flavored vape cartridge or liquid for your devices, that is no longer going to be allowed. That will actually go into effect, I believe, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
They're letting the Jews celebrate Rosh Hashanah with a nice, healthy gefilte fish vape, and then that's it. Then they're going to move on, and they're going to shut it down. The state of Massachusetts took it way too far,
Way too
and
far.
shut down businesses outright. Craig actually saw
Immediately.
something this week.
I did. I went in. There's a place I go and get my tobacco and stuff, and I walked in, and when I walked in, there was a guy ahead of me in line, and then this guy walks in and he hands the woman a letter, and he says, "All this stuff." He points at all the vape stuff. He was like official, like a government guy, and he's like, "All this stuff has to come down now."
No shit.
And she's like, "Well, I got to call, like, because the woman, her husband owns the place. You know, she always works in there. I talk to her. I see her every week. And he's like, it's going to come down. And she's like, well, I got to call my husband. He's like, nope, it's going to come down now. He's like, you start taking it down now, we're going to come back. We'll shut the store down.
Jesus.
And she's like, look, and the guy, and he walks out. And it was the letter for the ban,
Wow.
you know. And she's like, where am I supposed to, like, whatever. She just starts putting it on the floor. You know?
What the fuck else? That's what I would have
And I'm
done.
like- and you know, and I'm like, that's a little fucked up.
Yeah, it
to-
is.
Her business is that bad. I mean, you
Instantly.
just shut them down outright.
There's been 3
Immediately.
known shops in the state of Massachusetts, including one that we've been to,
Yep.
that are basically, at this point, preparing to shut down permanently.
Yeah.
Okay, and it hasn't even truly been enacted yet.
Right.
The Gestapo came out so quick to shut everybody down. I understand that this isn't regulated yet, and I think anybody with half a brain understands that the FDA does need to get involved here,
Yeah.
and they need to regulate it, and they need to
To make sure things are being done
And honestly,
clean and
let's
right.
get some health claims. It's been a decade now since these things first hit the market. This is not a new habit anymore. There should be some longer-term studies being done, and they are happening in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, and in Europe, everybody's like, "No, let them vape."
Yeah.
But over here, because it's chopping into tobaccos, I'm not going to get into that rant again. But it's chopping into tobacco profits, and so since they can't keep up, they're burying these businesses. But millions of people, not millions, but tens of thousands of people are going to be without jobs very soon
Yeah.
in this country
Well, I mean, Massachusetts lost, I think it was like 300 something businesses
already.
that had to close for 4 months. They said the ban is for 4 months while we do research. It's like, no, the ban is for 4 months while you figure out how to tax it.
Right.
Is the
And
is the
there's
real
going to be
reason.
nothing left anyway because all those storefronts are going to be empty,
Yeah.
including a lot of gas stations. To be honest with you, a lot of convenience stores and gas stations have been making a lot of money on vape products and CBD products.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're any good, I don't really know, and it's not for me to say. But the point is, it was something that people wanted. there was a clear demand for this, and because there was the FDA and the government hasn't taxed it properly, they said, "No, screw it. It's a Wild West industry, and we're gonna fuck it."
Yeah.
And now we know people in this industry. We know people.
Yes.
I mean, hell, I got that freelance job. That's in jeopardy right now.
Yep.
We're losing sponsors left and right. People, I'm not getting paid this month. It's
Yep.
not happening. And pretty soon, I'm not even going to be able to test the damn devices because I don't have juice to use.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm lucky in Rhode Island, it's only a flavor ban.
Yeah.
They're not banning the shipping. But if you go to state of Massachusetts and you go online and order something, you cannot ship there already.
It was immediate.
Yeah.
It was immediate. And to close down businesses like that, like even Rhode Island, when they did it, they said you have until next week to New York, same thing. New York did the same thing.
Yeah.
And they said, but they gave them 2 weeks. It says you have 2 weeks to clear out your stock, and and that's what made me right there say, this isn't about a health issue. This is about tax dollars. Because if it was like a health emergency like Massachusetts declared, they would have shut everything down. And the day the government gives a fuck about your health more than your fucking money is the day that we see pigs flying around in the fucking sky.
I can tell you, I got a disease that's already been cured in a lab.
Yeah.
Diabetes has been cured 20 years ago.
Yeah.
There's just too goddamn much money
Yeah.
to be made. Same with cancer.
But no assholes.
But the other thing is, what's going to happen?
Adam's Eve has that.
What's going to happen to a lot of the people that quit smoking, using vape?
They're gonna start smoking.
They're
again.
going to start smoking again. So
Yeah.
they're going to stop buying cigarettes
Yep.
because they can't. But the other thing was,
Perfectly healthy, all natural.
That's right.
yeah, the other thing was they shut down this industry because all of these cases of all these illnesses and the deaths have all been from black market THC,
Weed.
And they've all had traces of what?
of fentanyl. And other.
Vitamin E acetate, and now they found what was it today? It was a shit. It's right in front of me too. I don't have it. I'm not even going to pull it up. But basically, they found
Another
poison. They
yeah.
found poison. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
Somebody is lacing this shit with poison. 11 people have died. That is not a good thing. But again, I made the joke last week. Okay, you don't shut down the beef industry because you get tainted meat in one shipment. What happened here is people were going rogue and taking care of that. I think everybody at this table can agree there needs to be regulation, and I put the onus on the vape industry for not seeking it sooner. That's on them. They managed to duck out of the FDA's headlights for so long.
Yeah.
I can understand that mentality, but the truth is, until you want to be taken seriously, you're not playing the game that way.
You know what's crazy is the whole medical marijuana industry kind of went about it differently. It's the same situation.
Yeah.
But because they kind of went through those hoops,
Regulatory stuff, yeah.
steps and everything, you now have legalized medicinal or recreational marijuana in a lot of states.
And look what happened with that. As soon as Colorado and Washington passed it, what happened?
Tons of money.
Everybody not
started
only
doing
that,
it.
but everybody started doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, they're just following suit. Our fucking wicked witch governor decided, hey, you know what? Massachusetts did it yesterday, and hey, we're Rhode Island. We still matter. We're going to do the same thing today. And never mind the fact that there are more vape shops per capita in this state than most others.
Yeah.
And they're putting people out of business. Period. The end. You want to improve your economy? Putting companies out of business almost instantly is not the answer.
The other, but what I was getting, my point about the black market thing, killing all, it's all been black market THC. It's these people making it in their houses and adding these things to make it more potent or whatever they're doing. They're adding these chemicals to it to make it look better, and and so what did you just do? You left all the people that use vape looking for someone on the black market selling it. Yeah. Because they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop, and it's going to get worse. Just like when during Prohibition, when they banned alcohol and people were putting fucking antifreeze and shit and whatever else they were doing, they were putting like what do you call it? Ethanol alcohol.
Oh, ethyl alcohol. Yeah. Like
they were
rubbing
putting,
alcohol.
Like rubbing alcohol into the booze to give it more of a kick.
It did.
And yeah, it did.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. But that's what you're doing. You just left all these black market people are like, yes, thank you. I'm going to make 10 times more money now.
Oh my, we're going to have
You know?
bathtub vape juice.
Yeah.
There's going to be fucking vape speakeasies.
Yeah, but that's all you did. And instead of going about it and looking at it in a logical sense and saying, okay, it needs to be regulated.
There is hope today. And I mentioned this
Yes.
before we started recording. The Center for Disease Control, US CDC, came out and said, you know what? We're mislabeling things in these news articles. We're saying vape products. In reality, it's all black market THC vape products.
Yeah.
And so the instant they put this press release out this morning, all of a sudden, New York Post, New York Times, all of a sudden, illegal THC cartridges have killed 2 more people. At least the headlines are getting it right. And if the CDC is on board, there's a very good chance that an actual regulatory process is already underway. And then before long, we can get flavors back. Because guess what, folks? Grown-ups like flavors. Craig, how many Oreos you eat today?
I ate brownies.
Yeah. Dave, when you eat cereal, do you just eat like oat or wheat?
Dude, you're gonna laugh, but I eat Cheerios and like plain Chex.
You're fucking
support my argument.
Bland motherfucker.
I'm sorry.
I
Now
have,
listen, I'll have.
I have a box of on the top of my refrigerator right now. I have a box of Cocoa Krispies, Fruit Loops, and Apple Jacks.
There you go.
Dude, we have all 3 Monster cereals on top of the fridge.
There you
right
go.
now.
Even Blueberry. Where'd you find that? How about Frankenberry?
I'm not telling you. Get the fuck out of my house. You're not coming in.
Because that's a shit.
Yesterday morning, I'm sorry, sidetrack, but
Yeah.
yesterday morning, Ray was
I'm
leaving
just
the
gonna
house.
vape.
Ray was leaving, and I'm bringing the baby over to daycare, and she's like, "Maybe Daddy will share the Monsters with you," and I'm like, "Nope."
Nope. Done. me and Fran were in New Hampshire. This is about 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in New Hampshire and they had Frankenberry in the country. You don't ever see Frankenberry anywhere. Right? It was always Count Chocula.
Count Chocula everywhere.
Right? And then occasionally Blueberry.
Yep.
But I fucking
What was the 4th one? There was a 4th
There
one.
was.
There
it was like a
didn't-
wolf or
wasn't,
something.
It wasn't long. It wasn't
All
around
right, while
long.
you guys are discussing this, I'm going
But-
to find
Yeah, there
it.
you go.
I went and I walk into the store and there's what do you call it? Frankenberry on the counter. So there was 6 boxes. I bought all 6 of them. Fran's yelling at me. She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, fucking dead serious."
Basically, Halloween Lucky
Can't
Charms.
find this shit.
The Fruit Brute.
Fruit Brute. Yes,
That's right.
Okay, so
But it was a
which
wolf,
was
right?
awful.
I believe so. I didn't zoom in that far, but
Yeah.
I have to tell you flat out, what does this prove? You guys just spent 5 minutes discussing cereal. I think it's safe to say adults like flavors too.
Yeah,
It would have been 9 if you didn't interrupt us. But
yeah. That shit was about to get real.
So is the number of people clicking off of this episode. So. But I got to tell you, I think that's the thing that probably kills me most is that they're just assuming, well, it's got a flavor, therefore it's automatically for children.
Yeah.
Right.
And in reality, most of the liquids I buy come in plain packaging. There isn't a lot of like colors or neon things. There's no characters on it. It's set up for an adult. It's got very clear labeling on it.
It's not like Four Loko. It's not some of that crazy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That's like,
Smoking industry had a cartoon camel that was cooler than the other side of the pillow, hanging out and selling his cigarettes for how many fucking years?
By the way, Joe Camel's face was a big penis. You
Yes,
ever
we
notice
knew
that?
that.
Yeah,
There was also a blowjob in his leg if you look carefully.
yeah.
There was a dude in the musculature of his leg that looked like it was sucking his own dick.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Joe Camel's just full of innuendo.
What was that? What was that beer where if you looked at the label, it was Batman eating out a woman? It was like one of those red dogs or what the hell was it?
I don't know, if you drink enough of them, they all end up.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, while you two discuss, I'm going to look that up.
I know
But
that
there
if you
was,
look at the Truly cans long enough, it's just a bunch of people daintily talking about sex.
Truly cans. They just look like menopause.
But there was my thing is with this vape thing is now vape has been around for what 15 years roughly.
It was invented 15 years
Yeah.
ago. It hit the mass market a decade ago.
About a decade ago. So now over the 10 years there's been no issue. Then in the past 2.5 months,
2.5 weeks. How about that?
no, see, people start dying. obviously there's something going on. These people haven't been doing it for the whole time.
No, they're
all young.
teenagers.
They're all teenagers. So it's something is going on. Somebody fucking tampered with something.
And where do teenagers usually get shit they shouldn't have?
Yeah.
The wrong places.
Because you can't because
church.
Because you have to be over 18 to buy any product with nicotine in it.
Right.
So you have to be over 18. So they're getting it illegally.
Somewhere else.
Right? So at that point, last year there was 54 deaths from energy drinks of teenagers. Right?
Yeah.
You don't have to be 18 to buy them. They're still on the shelves right now.
Yep.
And not only as the 54 deaths, there's been thousands upon thousands of cases of high blood pressure, hypertension, all this other shit that these kids are suffering from because of energy drinks.
Yeah.
That's a fucking health issue. Because if you got a drink that has enough caffeine in it to make your fucking heart explode, there's an issue.
Right.
So
You
does
know?
the fruit brute.
Yeah.
Right? No, but what that's what I'm getting at though is like there's something going on.
Yeah.
It wasn't
It's not the health crisis it's being made out to
No.
be.
We said that last
Exactly.
week, but everybody's expecting the government to respond rationally to things. But
Yeah,
they're
that's
trying.
true.
They're
That's
trying
true.
to save face. Our
Yeah.
fucking twat of a governor, Gina Raimondo. She is an absolute twat. She is useless. She's not my governor. I actually, like most of the anti-Trump people, I threatened to leave Rhode Island if she won another term.
And you know what's funny is we kind of said, hey, well, in a sense, we kind of not defended her, but we said they only banned flavors. We said in Rhode Island, and why is that? Is it possibly because Gina Raimondo's husband is in the marijuana industry?
Oh, yeah. We talked about this back in the
Yeah.
winter.
And
Yeah.
I mean, like big time.
Yeah.
He's got the biggest like thing in Rhode Island, the biggest grow facility or whatever the fuck it is in
And
Rhode
I'm
Island.
sure they deal in vape oils
Yeah,
for THC. So I'm pretty sure she's actually closer to the problem than the solution.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
hey, put your trust in Gina.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
right.
It's a sentence that's never been said. Trust in Gina. She'll lead
Yeah.
us to the promised land.
It's not the widespread health issue.
No,
What's crazy is something like this vape stuff, like that's not hurting anyone for the most part, hasn't for, like you said, Craig, 10 years more is being banned. Now, if I wanted to, I could go out to Portland, Oregon and shit on the street
Yep.
and not cause any problems.
be fine.
Perfectly legal.
Yep,
Yep.
perfectly legal. Take a dump right in the sidewalk,
Right in the sidewalk.
and right in front of a cop.
I would just be one of the many people that have contributed to the 3,300 pounds of human waste removed from the streets last year
Yes,
in Portland, Oregon.
Well, I'm going to think twice about trying their scotch.
Yeah.
That's really peaty. No, that's from Petey.
You misread that. It's Pete.
yep. Portland, Oregon. It's legal to shit in the street.
Well, I would phrase it differently. I would say it's not illegal. I wouldn't say it's legal. That almost sounds like you're encouraging it. Hey, it's legal to shit in the street. All right.
There's fucking toilet paper dispensers on the telephone poles. Like,
Statue of Dave right in the town square.
I was just going to say, I'm going out in the spring and organizing a parade.
yeah,
I'll have all the horses picking up after us.
yeah.
That's definitely one parade where you want to be up front. By the second hour, it gets a little gamey.
No, but so I guess
It all stemmed from, there was an email exchange between a judge and someone else that talked about this not being able to enforce certain things. So it
Yeah.
became public.
yeah,
And now the cops can't enforce these sanitation rules with all the homeless
because of
that
the
are
homeless.
just shitting and
Yes.
peeing in the streets. There's
Yeah.
nothing they can do about it.
Yep. Which, I mean, I get it. They don't have a bathroom. They're gonna have to go somewhere, so you can't lock them up in jail.
I get
and you
that.
can't find them because they don't have anything to pay.
I get that, but this is a legit public health concern.
Yeah. So wouldn't the prudent thing to do would be to maybe drop some outhouses around,
Just some public restrooms.
or some public restrooms?
No, and take away from the visual splendor that is Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Look, it's
Slap
raining.
some tinfoil and fucking nice colors on it. It'll fit right in.
I hate the way this rain affects my long, overgrown beard. Let me go throw an axe and drink a craft beer.
Yeah.
They should just have the cops walk around with a bunch of grass seed, just throw it around.
The entire town's a lawn.
Yeah.
There's big lumps of grass all over the place on the sidewalk.
I don't think Dave actually has a hill in his backyard. I just think he's been compiling that for years.
They start on one side of the town and work their way to the other, so it has time to turn white. So it's easier to pick up.
Every year, Portland, Oregon's elevation at sea level gets a little higher.
Yeah.
They're secretly building a retaining wall full of homeless shit. And the world's best IPAs.
You know there's some chick with dreadlocks going around scooping it up and putting it in her garden.
Yeah.
She hangs it from her armpit hair.
She's just grabbing it with her hands, too.
Yeah.
Fucking dirty hippies.
There's 12 logs in her nappy bush already.
Ew.
Well, she's got room. She's wearing dude's boxers. You know that.
Yeah.
She ain't a Vicky S. pink girl. I can tell you that. Her fucking mud flaps are gray, too. You know it. You fucking know it. Yeah, that makes you gross. We're talking about an entire city coated in shit. But I use a term like mud flaps, and you guys are gagging. Fuck off.
It was their mud, her specific mud flaps.
She probably
The ones with the dingleberries behind it.
She probably tattooed a Calvin pissing right on it. Something about making fun of Chevy or Ford.
Calvin pissing on the outside of a porta-john.
CDC reports a vicious outbreak of pink eye in fucking Portland.
They're not zombies. They're all just sick.
Yeah.
Hang out in a bar there, it's empty. What got you? The sepsis.
Oh, my God.
So thanks, Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers to you. Like, if you grow up, you can be Seattle. Keep going.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
shit.
off. Okay, I didn't even know that article was in there. That totally jumped.
Well, I was excited.
Well,
I was excited. He says.
all right, but I mean, I think what we're saying here is that basically, if there's shit all over the streets of Portland, people are going to die.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you leave feces out in the street. I think nature really did intend us to invent plumbing.
Oh, yeah.
This is why it goes back to the ancient Romans. They invented this stuff for a reason.
Even before, I mean, Greece, Rome, they had plumbing.
Yeah, but the Greeks are still dirty.
Well, yeah.
With
just
plumbing.
Well, the fucking Greeks needed it. All the plowing they did up the ass anyway.
They just needed a bunch of catch basins.
Yeah.
Fucking raw dog a woman just because she's there. There's going to be some after effects.
Bunch of Greeks turn around like, woman.
Everybody was so oiled up. Who knows?
That's why they were all disgraced, that basketball player. He was doing that to women.
Yeah.
I just imagine everybody just wakes up in the morning and just got a bath of olive oil. And just go out there and touch each other's spanakopiters. Even if they ask permission. Oh no, pasticcio.
Yeah, but I mean,
Where do you like it? In the baklava. It's not baklava, it's backlover.
That's why it looks like that.
Dirty and ashamed?
Yeah. Oh shit! If you threw a fucking kernel of corn on a baklava, would you eat it?
Fucking kernel.
Oh man!
Oh, those dirty assholes would just take the one next to it. Gross. So to answer your question, no, I wouldn't eat it with the corn on it. I probably wouldn't eat it with the corn off of it, to be honest. But all the poop talk, it's not. That's the health issue.
Yeah.
And the thing with all the vapes is we just talked about it. People are getting sick because they're buying the wrong stuff from the wrong people, and there's nothing funny about people getting sick or getting hurt or dying from shit like that they weren't expecting.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's not cool.
How many people die each year from gelatinous corn?
I'd have to go to the Greek archives for that. But there's
Analpedia.
Jesus Christ, it's not going to stop.
No, they have different gods there.
Who's the Greek god of hobbling?
Circe of side saddle.
Oh, shit. I had a point. I was going somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I think where I was going is that we make a lot of jokes that aren't a lot of people would kind of cringe at, but laugh at the same time.
Yep.
But, making fun of someone that maybe got sick or died from some of this, like fentanyl or all this other bullshit that's hidden in something that they didn't know was there.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
That's awful. That's awful.
What do we always say? You make fun of things that you control.
Right.
Never against things you don't. Now, to be fair, if you're buying something on the street, maybe you deserve it. You kind of know what you're getting into.
You don't deserve it, but there's a risk
deserve
there.
it, but you took a risk. You took a solid risk.
I mean, honestly, if somebody who smokes constantly dies of lung cancer, yeah, it's sad, but it's not surprising.
It's not surprising.
And you also can't say, oh, wow, he didn't deserve that. Kind of did.
Right.
You kind of did. I mean,
I smoke. I know it's not good for me. I know it's very bad, but yeah, I'm doing it. So if it happened,
not a surprise.
A surprise. And, did I deserve it? Yeah, well, yeah.
That's up for debate.
But
if you take it if you go to the full extreme, to some things that are happening to people that are just so ridiculous and out there.
Yes.
Like the chances of some of these things happening are so off the wall that the only way to kind of rationalize it in your brain is to kind of laugh at it.
Yeah.
That's different. We just go a little further.
Yeah.
I mean, when I said that whole thing about, like, be nice, may only make fun of things people can control, that doesn't include tires.
Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't include waking up in a coffin. That doesn't include a lot of the things we're about to discuss. And the reality is, there are some things that truth is just stranger than fiction. And yeah, you're not exempt.
It's hard to ignore. Now, there have been a few stories in the past. I don't know if we've talked about it, but people have been, quote unquote, buried alive. Like, thought that they've been medically declared dead, buried, or not even buried, but just like they're in the morgue or somewhere else.
Yeah.
And they're not actually dead.
Yep.
We did a story early on where there was a girl in Brazil, and they literally had a whole procession, and they were carrying her casket. And as they were carrying, they don't have the money to embalm down there, so they bury very quickly. And she's banging on the fucking casket as they're carrying her through the streets. She was like a 13-year-old girl, and then she ended up living for 4 more days and then died again.
Yeah.
And this time, the second time, they waited.
Yeah.
They just left her in this bed. No embalming, no nothing. They let her sit there and rot.
They're like, oh, no, the flies are here. We're good.
Just 6 people staring at her.
Yeah.
That was kind of it. I think there were, those little hammers they get with your knee?
Yeah.
Like I think they were just banging her all over the head with the
Fuck,
fucking.
nobody had a mirror to put under her nose for a fucking second.
They did the first time, and then she started wailing on the coffin. Then they ruined the coffin because you can't resell them. You know.
Right, but that story in itself there's nothing that lends itself to a lot of humor. Like, all right,
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Well, here's where I'm going. It takes a different perspective and kind of focus. Some other things are a little more obvious and out there. For example, someone dies, again, air quotes.
Yep.
They're buried, and you mentioned the procession at a funeral, right? We're at a funeral now. This woman wakes up from her coffin. Holy shit, she's not dead, but has a heart attack at the shock of being at her own funeral.
And
then
dies.
That's so ridiculous. You have to laugh at it to deal with
hilarious.
it. Yes.
When I read it,
She's like,
I fucking started
you thought I was dead.
Yeah.
How many other heart attacks were in that room? If I'm in a fucking wake, and all of a sudden the body just sits the fuck up. Ah! What the fuck?
Craig just yells Rick Grimes and runs out the back of the church.
Oh, Craig could be saying some other words.
Shoot it in the head.
He just starts cutting heads off of the church.
Psyched. Like, I've been waiting for this since I was 12, motherfucker.
Yes!
Craig would be going to the other 3 rooms in the funeral home and warning everybody else. She's going to wake up! Now, I got to ask. I didn't read the article on this one because I felt like we had already done that story. Was she embalmed?
No.
Clearly not.
No.
Where the fuck are these
It was
people
in
going?
Russia.
Yeah.
Oh, no, say no
They were
more.
Russian. Yep.
Say-
Yeah. Yep. So
Yep.
the husband, I guess, is suing
Yes.
the hospital because they declared her dead and moved her on. They put her in thing, and they were bringing her, and they were having a funeral.
It smelled like borscht anyway.
And she woke up, and when she woke up, she kind of looked around, was all fucked up and
Freaked out.
disoriented.
All you
freaked out,
have
had
to
a
do
heart
is
attack and die.
Look at the bed you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I do. I'm watching 6 Feet Under right now. That's
First
my.
surprised her lips were probably glued shut.
Oh yeah. Oh, they sewed them.
Yeah.
She had cotton in her nose. They put those plastic things over the eyelids so they don't sink.
Yeah.
A bunch of people just throwing shit in the coffin to get rid of it. Like, just disposing evidence in the coffin so that no one ever sees it again.
Yeah, that's it. The people who thought liked you.
Yeah.
You wake up, you see their fucking picture, and you're like, "What the fuck is this? I don't like this guy." And then you sit up, and there's a whole room of people in suits staring at you, and then you're in your worst nightmare. I'd have a heart attack too. God damn it!
You start pointing at people like, how did you get invited? Fuck you. But yeah, she had a heart attack. It was hours later she died. For real this time.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, she had a heart
wasn't
attack. They got her
days,
to
yeah.
the hospital, and then she died. And the husband's suing, obviously furious.
Well, that's a bit of
Yeah.
malpractice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, because he was saying the first time they could have saved her the first time.
Right.
They're like they could have treated her and saved her, and they didn't.
I kind of feel like my work. Like, sometimes you get a document that you're not sure what to do with, so you just do enough and you pass it along and you say, "Yeah, it's done."
Yeah,
That's what they did with her.
It's like they had Billy Crystal from like Princess Bride. Yeah, she's mostly dead.
Mostly,
yeah, yeah, mostly dead. Yeah,
she smells terrible.
Yeah. She's Russian.
She's not moving a whole lot,
She's been dating a Greek.
so her legs are at 9 and 3.
but then there was another woman. Now this woman was still alive.
Yep.
In a hospital, not doing too well, and a nurse accidentally injected her with soup. And it's because instead of injecting it into her feeding tube, she did it into the IV in her arm. And the woman immediately sat up, went, good. And then just kicked it.
Just picturing a fucking red can hanging next to the bed with Donovan McNabb's face on it.
A fucking giant can of tomato soup hanging on the fucking IV bag, like, with the hole poked in it.
Some little carrots in there. Pearl onions. But you guys keep going Campbell's. I think this would be Regresso soup. For more authentic hometown flavor.
Dinty Morgue.
It's a good thing it wasn't in like fucking China or Japan, because they'd just be shoving dry ramen
Yeah.
to the fucking feeding tube.
But what amazed me is I thought when you had feeding tubes, like I didn't know they were injecting soup. Like I thought it was like, a mix like, some saline with some vitamins and all this
They're just
stuff.
pushing a burger through the hose. Like, what did you think?
Like, what the fuck is going on?
When you pull up the bag, you're like, yeah, that's a pretty good level of Italian wedding.
What the fuck is that?
What'd she die from? A mini stroke. She bisqued the dust.
Oh shit!
That's a malpractice suit right there.
Yeah,
She was supposed to get a banana bag to hydrate her. Instead, she got fucking chicken noodle. Just loaded her with sodium right into her femoral artery.
Do you think the nurse was wearing one of those chef's hats when she was giving it to her?
Instead of bringing it out on a gurney, they take one of those domes off.
The surgical room looks like a scene from Ratatouille.
Thank goodness for Dr. Boyardee. Holy shit. I mean, I couldn't even imagine being like the shittiest street level fucking ambulance chasing lawyer. Like the fucking heavy hitter right here in Rhode Island. Sits there and you actually get Rob Levine on the phone. You go, okay, what?
You're right.
This is a state known for wrong side surgeries. This is a state that had a rash of people. They literally had to start taking Sharpies and saying, operate here, not here, on their legs because people were getting the wrong surgeries. This is not a proud moment in the state of Rhode Island. Way better than injecting somebody with a fucking dinner.
With a dinner.
I have confused a lot of things. I have taken salt instead of sugar. I have taken vodka instead of water.
Yeah.
I have never in my life said, hey, that's medicine. That's soup. There's never been any discussion. If celery appears, not medicine.
Why is there soup in the same packaging as their medicine?
Quick, nurse, 15 cc's of fucking Campbell's. Like what the?
Like, the pantry shouldn't look like the pharmacy.
Be anywhere near it.
The kitchen's just a bunch of plastic bags with tubes hanging out of it. Like, I don't get it.
I would love to see that House episode.
Literally has to stick his mouth in the gaping chest wound of the autopsy. What's that? Basil?
We found the carrot in her aorta.
Meanwhile, down in the children's ward, they're all eating Mike and Ike's, which are actually fucking suppositories. The worst death ever.
Someone down the hall just having a bowl of salt water.
Bland.
The soup sucks. Do you have any pepper?
You have any Mrs. Dash? No, but Mrs. Dash down the hall died from injecting her with fucking chicken noodles.
Can I have some bread? Oh, Dimitri's sleeping on it.
Oh shit! They embalmed her with Kool-Aid.
And she burst through the coffin going, oh yeah! Somebody translate. How do you say oh yeah in Russian?
Undia. No, that was German.
Das Vidania.
That's Craig's default German.
He just sounds like he's passing a turd. That's his default German.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
That's fucking...
No, that was probably an awful way to die.
But the worst thing is...
We have two more.
Yeah.
But we're not... It's horrible that woman went through that.
Yes.
Like, it's not her fault. That lady went there for help, and it's awful.
It could have been worse. It could have been a chowder. It slows your blood flow to a crawl. Fucking cohogs working their way through your veins.
Coffin like an oyster cracker.
Is that blood? No, sherry.
She had the red chowder.
Everybody's at the funeral's like, somebody cooking? Everybody's hungry.
It's just the corpse farting.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm starving. Let's go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I demand a transfusion. I have a grilled cheese. Get me tomato on the pronto.
Oh, my God.
I never thought we would have gotten that much life out of that one.
Neither did she.
Shelf life.
She's got an expiration date of 4/10/15 now.
Now they're both shelf stable.
She's got a tattoo that says "use or freeze by."
Fucking, the funny thing is they don't have to embalm her. All that salt, she's probably fucking mummified. Like fucking 7,000 years from now, they'll dig her up. Just too perfect.
Throw 5
They
cups
don't
of
dig her
water
up.
on her and stick her in the
They're
microwave for
not
2
digging her
minutes.
up. They're not digging her up. They're using a can opener.
It just looks like a shrinky dink. Throw in the pot with some water and heat her up.
You rehydrate. Every Christmas, you rehydrate. Stick her on the fucking armchair.
Throw in a can of water. You're all set.
She's just a 5-foot ramen noodle.
Oh, my God. That poor fucking woman.
I'm still stuck at like 300 guests at the fucking funeral, starving. They can't wait to go to lunch. Oh my God. Someone turn the heat down. I'm hungry. I can't.
Oh, my God.
They don't embalm her. They baste her. All right, we're done. We got to move on. All right, so let's have something a little more sobering. How about a guy who died from a dump truck tire?
Just riding his bike.
Yeah.
Just rolling along. He's a music producer in New Jersey.
Yep.
This isn't even a Russian thing.
Nope.
No.
It's a guy hanging out in Jersey thinking he's living the best middle-class suburban life he could
The best
possibly
was,
live.
I
He's got
loved
an
in the
above
article,
ground
they're
pool
like,
and everything.
One of those big oval ones.
Ooh.
Yeah.
2 dimensions to
Yeah, that's right.
describe it.
Shots fired.
I love
And then
in
they
the,
took out your pool.
I love in the article, and they wrote, he's worked with such talents as, what's his name, the lead singer of Yes.
Yeah.
So he didn't even work with Yes. He just worked with a
He
lead
worked
singer.
with maybe.
Maybe.
Fred Durst wasn't available for comment.
Yeah. Nah, but I'm sure the guy was great at what he does. He
So-
wasn't good at dodging tires.
So basically, you paint the picture for everybody at home. What happened?
So he was riding his bike, all casual down the street, and apparently out of nowhere, his dump truck tire blew off the truck and just fucking killed him.
Yeah.
Like, instantly.
It's insane. I was on the highway once driving to work, and it was a dump truck the lane next to me and probably 3 or 4 cars in front of me
Yep.
had a tire blowout on it. I thought someone was fucking shooting on the highway.
Yeah.
It scared the shit out of me. It was a lot.
And so this thing
Yeah.
came launching off and rocketed into him at like high speed.
Well, you think about it, I mean, it doesn't matter. That's a heavy, something that's probably about 100 and something pounds.
Was it the tire that hit him?
Yeah.
Oh, the whole tire came off.
I guess, yeah. From what the article wasn't so much detailed, but that's what I'm getting from what they wrote.
Yeah,
that it came off, but even still, even if just the rubber came off, you're still talking about 100 pounds of rubber.
Yeah, I didn't
On
know
a
if it
dump
was the
truck tire.
tire itself or if it was the air pressure escaping from the tire that got him.
Well, no, I've seen that fuck people up too.
Right. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell. I didn't know from the article.
But the thing was, no, I think the tire, because they said the tire struck him. So I'm thinking
Alright, so
it
the tire came
it
off.
blew off and it hit him. So figure something traveling at 40 miles an hour.
That's more than 100 pounds.
and more than 100 pounds hitting you, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know? So
I thought it was crass though, because when they all showed up for his funeral, the Yes guy sang "Owner of a Lonely Heart." Or he remix it to "No Longer the Owner."
it was donor of another.
Way funnier. Oh, I shit on your joke. That was way funnier. God damn it. I was stewing on that one too. I don't know how to go.
God.
Because name another Yes song. Everybody out there, go. Yeah, I didn't think you can do it.
Oh my
That one asshole singing Africa, that was Toto.
Yep.
My favorite part of this headline was the fact that they had to use the term freak.
Yeah.
It was like a freak dump truck tire murder. As if there's like common,
Tire murder.
like there's just regular everyday tire murders from dump truck.
Yeah, it's either a freak accident or a dump truck tire incident or something.
Yeah, you don't need to qualify it with freak.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just going for a bike ride. But if you're riding on the side of the road, there's a chance you can get hit by a car, something like that. It's just one of those things. He just happened to catch a tire that came off
Off of a dump truck.
of a dump truck.
If he caught one off of a car, we're saying this like he was out like looking for it. Yeah, if he caught a car tire, it was okay.
It was all right, yeah.
He's a little bruised.
Yeah.
Give him a 2 cc's of fucking minestrone. He's all set. I'm not giving this up yet. I'm not giving this up. All right.
You think they'd have an open casket if they had like Goodyear just stamped across his forehead? That's my office where the rubber meets the road.
I got nothing. So was that the only truck-related death we've talked about? Something just happened today.
Today it happened.
That's right. When you want breaking news, you come here first, folks.
Yeah, so you can hear about it 6 days
That's
later.
right. 6 days and a fuckload of editing later.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
It broke something.
Yeah. Shit was broken. Definitely.
So apparently I want to say 30-ish-year-old woman,
28.
28, yeah.
was skydiving and found her way to a freeway in California, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Northern California.
Northern
Not
California.
even good California.
Yeah.
This is where the Sons of Anarchy don't even want to hang out.
Northern California is empty.
Yeah, where they're envious of
How
Portland's
do you
human shit.
How do you land on a highway?
Because you're avoiding 99% trees.
She didn't land on the highway.
No, she never
She
made
landed
it.
on a truck
Yep.
or the trailer of a rig, right?
The trail. She hit the trailer of an 18-wheeler, and it looked like a bullet hole through the roof.
Yes, yeah, it did.
She launched through that thing. I'm sure she didn't look good on the inside.
No.
Spall, like talk about bullet spall. Like what? When a bullet goes into the thing and it fragments on the inside.
I think this is one of those situations where we actually need to read the article a little bit.
I did.
Yeah, no, but I'm actually going to read it.
Oh, okay.
This one's good. A 28-year-old skydiver plunged to her death in Northern California. This we've established when she hit a semi-truck and then crashed into a highway. So she went through the fucking truck.
Oh, so the parachute never opened.
I'm gathering no.
No.
She was traveling at an alarming rate of speed
Yeah.
that she put a hole in a truck.
Yeah.
No, she put 2 holes in the truck.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Entrance and exit wounds.
I bet you the hole in the bottom of the truck was way bigger.
Yeah. I think he meant holes.
Yeah.
But I do dig, I love the way a New York Post writes an article because they do leave it open for mocking. The woman whom authorities didn't identify, and by didn't they mean couldn't,
Yeah.
but somehow still knew she was from Colombia, had joined a group Thursday in
She had some coffee beans in her pocket.
dark roast now.
Yeah.
It was like that burnt Starbucks shit they give you. They try to tell you, hey, this is Pike Place. This is really good mellow brew. You burnt this shit yesterday.
I ordered a large. This is a small.
She made a venti hole, let me tell you right now. She ventied both sides of that truck. She joined a group Thursday in Acampo, California, the booming metropolis, for a group called Skydive Lodi Parachute Center. Onlookers said strong gusts of wind. So they're just standing there watching her and watching her plummet to her doom and filming it, I'm assuming. They blew her from above the center's safe landing zone to the traffic on Highway 99. The chute did open.
It did open.
No shit.
So that's some strong fucking wind. She must have had one of those downturns, you know, like when a parachutist
When
can
this
turn
going sideways.
Yeah.
well, the truck's on the highway. It's probably going at
The
least
thing's
70.
probably doing 70, 80 miles an hour.
So even if she's
And she's
coming
probably
down
doing
at a
30.
slow rate of speed,
Yeah.
Shit.
She hit that truck like a rocket.
Whoa.
Well, on top of that, the Skydive Lodi Parachute Center, if the name didn't give it away, not the most professional center in the world.
Lodi. No,
Yeah,
not doing that one.
Yeah, first they get you low,
Yeah. Then you die.
then you die.
I bet they also sell chimichangas.
Yeah.
Too much?
So, no, sorry for your mom. Have a
much?
churro.
Yeah.
They've had several fatalities in recent years, including a 62-year-old Colorado woman whose parachute failed to deploy.
Yikes.
So between 1999 and 2018, there have been 16 deaths involving people coming from this one center alone.
That's almost one a year. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
This
Yeah,
is
let me-
basically, if you know, when it comes to saving money, yeah, look for coupons, go to Brad Steele's, do what you got to do. When it comes to parachuting, spend top dollar.
Yeah. Exactly.
The Lodi Parachute Center in California should be shutting down right about now because somehow gusts of wind in the vicious, turbulent, hurricane-ridden world of Northern California. You're more likely to get sucked into the earth than plummeting to it.
If your boyfriend says, I got a Groupon for parachuting,
Yeah.
pass.
Especially if he insists you go first.
Comes with free lunch.
Soup.
How great would it be if she crashed into a Campbell's soup truck? And it just looked like a carnival game where like all the cans just fall over at once.
It's a bunch of Maria Strone soup.
The famous Colombian "There Won't Be a Wedding" soup.
Oh my god.
I love dead people. I really do.
Oh my God.
But that's the thing. Like, these are so ridiculous.
They're
You have to laugh at them.
It's insane. It's an insane situation. We're not laughing at the person
Yeah, we
per
are.
se.
Yeah, we are.
All right,
No,
guys.
but
never
I don't
mind.
know. I don't know what her
No.
name was. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's the circumstances
circumstances.
that are
Because
funny.
her
This whole
driver's
thing-
license went through the truck at the same speed. That fucking melted on it. Re-entry. Fucking kidding me? Can't identify dental records. It's all over the fucking highway. The guy's doing 90 miles an hour in an unpopulated section of California.
Teeth are powder on the side of the street.
And then, because it's California, somebody snorted her up right after. Or tried to vape it and then made it illegal for the rest of California.
Yeah. Oh my god!
I hope nobody ever makes a movie about a parachutist, because then there's going to be copycat parachutists taking out trucks all over the Pacific Northwest.
But before before you settle judgment on us for making jokes about death,
We're not the only ones.
we're not the only ones. So people that are a little more high profile than us
Yes.
made some jokes this week. Well, made a joke this week.
Yeah, but this is somebody who probably should have been a little more protective of her public image, given her history.
Yes. Yeah.
Call me crazy.
Paula Deen
Yes.
made a joke about a chef that had passed away.
It's actually a chef that, if you're a fan of the Opie and Anthony show, or Opie for that matter, it's Carl Ruiz.
Yeah.
Celebrity chef. He was really good friends with a lot of the top chefs, but he also had a really good comic sensibility.
Yep.
And he made friends with a lot of these comedians and radio shows. The guy was funny.
Yeah.
Guy was legit funny. Paula Deen thinks she's funnier.
Yeah. She didn't really know who he was.
Did it matter?
And what happened was the host of the show, I guess it was a radio show,
Yeah. Yeah.
said to her, Chef Ruiz passed away. Did you know him? And she said, no, I didn't. And then immediately wound up with, well, the restaurant business will kill you.
Yeah. That's a funny joke.
I thought it was funny.
No, you know damn well she's been she's thought of that the second she heard about it. She's like, oh, and she's
yeah.
been dying for an opportunity to tell it.
Yep.
Not the place to tell it.
Not
Still a funny joke.
it was funny. I get it. It was funny. 100%. It made me laugh.
It was one of those. I'm like, oh my god, that's hysterical. She's fucked.
She's fucked. Exactly. She is so. And the guy recognized it right away, and he moved on.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, like that. That's what they say, and he moved on, trying to
Save his career.
save his. I don't think so much save his career. I think he was trying to be, in a sense, save her a little face too, like by moving it on
Quickly.
Like, oh shit, like that was fucked up.
Yeah.
Let's get this. Let's change this subject.
Yeah.
And he's like, have you made soup lately?
Paula, what do you think about black people?
Yeah. Have any parties lately?
Yeah.
God, I step away for 1 second. 1 second. Everything goes to shit. What did I miss?
Paula Deen making fun of dead chefs.
And all I know is I walked in, I heard Dave go, black people.
Oh, we were talking about how the guy who was interviewing her tried to move along the conversation quickly.
Yeah, she's not, unused to that or unaccustomed to that.
Right.
She has been an absolute public relations disaster for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I find it funny that anybody would bring her on a radio show, but I guess her PR people are trying to put her
Try
back
to
out.
get her back out into
Sure.
the, into the spotlight a little bit. Get her back
Into
being
a
her-
spotlight.
Into a spot, and she's in.
Oh,
She's in the
is.
spotlight.
She's there. Yep.
What's the old saying? Time plus tragedy equals comedy. The more
Yep.
time that you allow between a terrible event, the easier it is to make jokes about it. She didn't know Carl Ruiz. She knew nothing about Carl Ruiz. All she said was, this industry will kill you.
Yeah.
That was the bless your heart
Yeah.
of radio interviews.
But it was still funny. She's right. It's funny.
It was funny. I thought it was funny.
See, I didn't think it was funny because she's such an absolute unlikable twat.
All right, but someone else says it. It's funny.
I think in the right context, yeah. I think when you're interviewing Paula Deen right now, the whole focus of that interview was going to be on Paula Deen, Southern cooking, big smiley grandma
See,
from down south.
My thing was, this is the way I see her thinking, was she didn't know who he was. And I think it wasn't like, hey, let me make a joke. She's like, well, the restaurant business will kill you. Like, let's move on.
If that was
I was going to say, she probably had nothing else to offer on that
offer.
topic.
She's like, oh, the
if that was
restaurant
Bobby
business will kill
Flay,
you.
would she make the joke?
No, probably not.
So let me
No,
ask
she probably
you,
would have said, well, cocaine will kill you.
fucking Giotto will kill you. That fucking bobbleheaded twat too. Boy, we hate chefs, don't we?
Well,
For three guys who like to fucking eat, we really hate chefs. But I think if it was Bobby Flay, I'll answer my own question. No, she wouldn't.
No.
And it's not just because she knows him, but because Bobby Flay had a profile. in my opinion, if you can make a joke about somebody, you should be able to make it about somebody else. I don't think that, well, I don't know this guy, he doesn't matter, I'm going to make this throwaway joke. Especially when you're trying to rebuild your image. I think she's dummy. I wasn't offended by it. I don't get offended. But I'm annoyed by her. I just think she's been given a chance. And
like I
she's
said,
shitting on
I
it
don't
again.
even think she meant it so much as a joke. Like, hey, this will be funny. I think it was like I said, I think it was just like, well, the restaurant business will kill you. Like, let's move on. I don't know who he was. I got nothing to say. Like you said, I got nothing to say on it.
How about, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, she did say that.
I didn't.
She
I didn't
did
hear
say
that.
that. Her quote. Well, let me find her quote.
She's all right. I got it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. The host of the radio show asked if she was familiar with Ruiz. She said, "No, I'm not, but I'm so sorry to hear that. You know, they say the restaurant business will kill you." It says, Dean replied, laughing heartily at her joke, no pun intended, she added.
Oh, well, no, yeah, she's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. From the context of how that was written, she was probably making a nervous joke.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have anything else to offer on it.
Yeah.
They were probably thinking, hey, she knows who this chef was from New York because it's making news.
Yeah.
If you're in the public eye, you got to know when to put a cork in your fucking diarrhea.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a real problem with that. Just from she's famous. She's getting paid big money to kill people with her fat fucking food. Okay, and then she was a blatant racist. Nobody was shocked by this, but she did it anyway. And now she's acting like a fat fucking mouth again. Like I don't get offended. Nothing she said offended me. I find her to be an offensive person. Because she's just not a nice person.
No, she's not.
And she's being portrayed in such a way, and she's making millions of dollars for the shit she doesn't deserve. So you can make thick fucking gravy. I cannot wait until they inject her fucking blood is soup.
Yeah.
Joel Osteen's at home like, let's pray.
Gonna find her over the rainbow before too long.
It wasn't soup. It was a transfusion. She had donated blood.
Fucking gravy. Sausage gravy chunks. Her fucking donation, man. Filthy twat.
Blood
she really is a horrible twat because she's
a horrible person.
She's got that stupid smile. We talked about it with DJ.
She's
It was
got
that
the
whole
TV
bless your
smile.
heart.
It is. It's that whole bless your heart. She's like, fuck all you people.
Oh, yeah.
Give me your money. That's all it is.
You know, if she had a whip and like a black maid, she's using it. She's just a horrible person. And I have no doubt she has just that.
Yep. No, she is. She's a giant
And
fucking
don't
cunt.
get me wrong, I'm no Carl Ruiz fan. He's a funny dude. Didn't lose an ounce of sleep over his
I don't
death.
know anything about him.
He's a pretty good chef. He was friends with Guy Fieri, so take that for what it's worth. But,
Right.
I mean, dead
Every
celebrities
Fridays
are
in the
fun.
country is shut down.
Dead celebrities are funny. I'm not mad at Paula Deen for making a joke. Make the joke. We're doing it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you've been given a second chance to go be America's sweetheart old lady fucking chef.
We've already blown our first chance.
Yeah.
There will be no chances.
Yeah, there will be no chances.
There's a whole bunch of skydivers ready to kick our ass right now. The Lodi crew is making their way. I hope they all fucking parachute here. They'll never make it.
There's a bunch of fucking divots in Brad's lawn tomorrow.
They're all,
Impact craters fucking all around your house.
Oh, my house. They're going to be in Cape Cod.
they're all out skywriting. Fuck you on Route 195.
Yeah.
Except it looks like Henry Winkler wrote it. See what I mean?
Shit.
Again, Carl Ruiz would probably be laughing his balls off right now.
Yeah.
That's not the point. I make fun of the dead people. It's a good laugh. Nobody gets hurt because he's already been hurt.
Yeah.
But I get annoyed that Paula Deen gets to make money again. That annoys me. And she will literally just sit there on a radio interview. And it wasn't nervous. She's been in front of cameras more than she's not been. She knows how to talk to people. She chose to make a bad joke because she didn't think he mattered. She annoys me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's what it was.
I can't wait to watch her skydive.
Shout out to Paula Deen.
A lot
Oh,
of people
man.
shout out Paula Deen.
Yeah.
Mostly fucking people in white.
Yeah.
Do we need lights? No, there'll be plenty. What's that T for? You'll see.
This episode's been pretty dark.
I don't think so. We
No.
talked about soup for 25 minutes.
We did. Which is nice. I like soup.
So do I.
Not enough that I want it injected into my veins, but I like it.
I don't know. There are times where I feel like I'm 94% wonton.
Yeah.
I really do.
Gonna hardline some SpaghettiOs when I get home.
Dave's snorting them up 1-0 at a time. Tapping a vein.
Dave's home, putting a belt around his arm. It's like, what are you doing? He's like, having dinner.
Wait a minute. You didn't buy the good shit? What's with this Franco-American? Chases it with some Weiler's lemonade. You can't even buy
Just cooking 5 O's at a time on a spoon.
I don't got a problem. It's 5 O's.
Says in the package, you got to bring it to a simmer.
I'm out buying cup of noodles and shot glasses in the corner. Yeah. Come on, man. You got any of that beef flavor?
Oh, shit.
Dave begging, I got stock. I need stock. Give me some broth.
But what I meant by this is we talked about death. We talked about all this stuff. And I think we need to bring it to a bright side.
All right.
It's one of those things.
You're telling me
And
we didn't make a bright side out of fucking
Oh, no,
soup?
we did.
This whole episode is a bright side.
This whole thing has been nothing but puns about dead
The
people.
inside of
need
that
to get-
tractor trailer's got a bright side
But
now.
there was just this.
When they said air cooled, I didn't know that's what they meant.
got a fucking sunroof.
We should ask her about the suspension.
The driver was probably like, the fuck was that? It must have hit a fucking tree branch or something in the street.
He just got arrested for transporting illegal aliens.
And then abandoning him on a median strip.
Actually, it was empty. He was just driving to Seattle to pick up all that shit.
Portland.
Well, yeah.
She fell into a shit transport from Portland, Oregon. Down Lodi Way.
Oh, God. But there was a story.
It gets
That-
better.
Just, I mean, everybody was like, ooh, when we saw this, like, oh, shit.
Every now and then a headline just grabs you.
Yes, it does. And just, I'm going to read it
Please do.
straight through, right?
And I want you to read it in your best radio voice.
Massive semen explosion after cattle breeding farm catches fire.
So close.
I read it in 2 lines, and it actually was different. It seemed like 2 different events. It was like massive semen explosion came after cattle breeding.
Yeah.
It was like there was this big fuck party, and then a huge semen
caught on
explosion.
fire.
And then, no, the fire came later. But if you read the first 2 lines, it's like a massive semen explosion after cattle breeding. That alone is a phenomenal headline. Yeah. It's like all these cows got off at once and just wrecked
Figured they would
these
have put the
fucking
fire
Guernseys.
out.
Yeah.
It smells like bleach and fucking burnt wood everywhere.
Just a touch of tears. Bovine tears. A bunch of cow dance recitals that daddy didn't make. There was a bull somewhere off banging his secretary.
But apparently this fucking semen farm, it was a lab, I guess. That
It was a breeding
It's a
farm.
breeding farm, and
Yeah.
they cryogenically freeze all this semen for artificial insemination to ship to farms around the country.
They
And
also
they-
invite Japanese businessmen to come visit at any time. All access
There's
passes.
a current recession in Nantes, France.
These cows had heads and no exposed joints.
Yeah.
But no, they had cans of
Like
fucking-
jugs,
Yeah. Cattle
cryogenically
wank.
frozen fucking jizz.
The firemen couldn't put out the fire because they were dodging exploding canisters.
They said they were firing off like projectiles,
Yeah.
loaded with semen. No pun intended when I said loaded.
I'm still getting over cattle wank. Just trying to picture a bunch of cows hiding in a corner, not getting picked up by their mom.
The worst part was the first thing I thought was beef jerky.
Of course it was.
They should have named it a cattle beating farm.
Yeah.
All I could think of was Mukaki.
You can watch the video of the fire on Corn Fed Hub.
They did win the Avan Award for best bukkake scene.
Absolutely. That's Mukaki. I think it's great that the farm at least tried to give Michael J. Fox a job.
Yeah.
I mean, they did lose a lot. It's sad. It's a real steer jerker.
I didn't read that one. Oh, that's so good.
Well, the good news is now the employees get that time off to get the carpal tunnel surgery they all need.
Imagine seeing the clock. It's like 7:45 a.m.
Like
You're already
3
2 hours
more.
into your day.
3 more bulls looking at you fucking with a smile. Whole bunch of cows on the other side smoking butts. Just fucking hanging out.
I just think it's great that because this was in Australia. We never did mention that.
No,
The Florida
it is.
of the world. Australia
Yep.
is quickly gaining a reputation in this studio and elsewhere. And I think it's great that the community college down there now offers Blovine studies.
There's a sale this week on Yank Steak.
After all this cleanup, they had sore calves.
There's a whole new meaning to the phrase hot beef injection.
And I think we'll close out on this one. Thank God for Elsie, that fucking whore. All right, let's do a little housekeeping.
All right.
I think we actually kept it to 90 minutes today.
Yeah.
This is pretty outstanding after all the editing and shit. It's going to be 61 minutes. But despite our randomness tonight, you might want to buy a shirt with our faces on it. And if that is the case, you want to go to represent.com/store/NTS podcast. We've got a bunch of shirts there. I keep promising new ones, but this is actually going to happen because I'm getting a new computer and shit's going to fly.
Nice.
It's going to be good. Secondly, you want to check us out on social media on Twitter at NTS_podcast, on Facebook at NTS_podcast, and then on Instagram at all lowercase, needless to say, podcast. Craig, do me a favor and give a shout out to the people that let us off tonight, Endeavor Podcast Solutions.
If you're looking to create a podcast or already have one and need some help, go to EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com. They'll take care of anything you want, editing, fix your audio, whatever you need.
Needless to say, we said it.